Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this new figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the Newage. This is number 50D. This is the Park Warden Carnosaur, which is basically a Jurassic Park version of a third-party take on Hound. And for those of you who collect mainline figures like myself, what Newage have done, I suppose, is just beaten Hasbro to it, because we are expecting a Jurassic Park crossover, including a Jeep as well. So with this video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes. We're going to do some comparisons with him and his original mold self. That's another Newage figure there. Now, of course, as I said, I've mentioned Generation 1 Hound. So we've got one of these, which we can, of course, do a comparison with. We can also do a comparison with a detritus figure, which I know this is different, but it's you know, sort of the same. We can get an idea of scale. And then, of course, we can see how he scales with some mainline figures, some other third-party figures, and indeed some masterpiece figures. So quite a bit to get through with this video. So as I pop all these away, I'd like to say two things. One, if you're not subscribed to this channel, I'd like you to hit that subscribe button for me now, please. And two is to thank showz, which is who I purchased this from, and as you can see, they got it to me nice and quickly. So yeah, this is a for those of you who don't know, this is a third-party company. So Newage basically make figures of characters and toys that we know and love, but because they're not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, they can't call them the names, excuse me, that we normally would. But because there isn't an official figure of him just yet, I think he's JP13 or something, I'm going to refer to him as Park Warden. So this little guy is incredibly intricate for his size. If we have a look at the head sculpt, it is really detailed. You can even see the paint on his eyes. You've got the lovely silver there from the front of the Jeep. You've got the headlights as well, and there's lots of other little bits of detail on here. As far as articulation goes, he is super articulate. The head itself will spin all the way around. You can see it's on like a mushroom peg, so you've got the ability to look up and down as well. Shoulders the same, ball and sockets. They'll go all the way around, all the way out to the side. There's even a swivel just below the where the bicep is. You've got your bicep flexion, and you've even got wrist swivel and a tilt as well. There's so much articulation on this. Waist rotation, ab crunch, hips all the way up. It'll kick just past 90 and it'll go back just past 90 as well. Oh no, I'm sorry, it just gets caught there, but with the knee bend it'll go all the way back. You can see you've got your knee bend, you've got your ankle tilt and rock as well. So hopefully now you'll, I suppose, understand why they dub these figures as mini masterpiece, because they've got the same amount of articulation in your masterpiece figures, but of course they're smaller, and obviously they do command a much more hefty price compared to your standard core class, which I still love, but I just want to bring these out to give you an idea of how small it is. So there's of course your standard Hasbro core class. Just because I've got her here, there is a warrior class from RID. I've got a few other figures I'm going to bring up in a second, but for people who collect third party, there's Magic Square, that's Iron Factory. Move this slightly out of the way. This is Dr. Wu. So obviously Dr. Wu are even smaller. And then I suppose the ones that people want to really see would be other Newage figures themselves. So I've got a few here ready to show and share with you. There we go. That's their take on Powerglide. I know I haven't put his fists on him yet, but that's a shattered glass ratchet. So you can see how well they scale all together. Again, if this is still making not much sense to you and you only collect mainline or only Hasbro and Takara products, this is a world's smallest transformer from Takara in 2003. He's bigger than him. This is a mainline Earthrise Micromaster. He's only just bigger than him. And this is a Generation 1 Bumblebee figure. And Bumblebee is bigger, just about. So it gives you an idea that he's the same size as a Minibot, but obviously with all that articulation. It's crazy how far we've come in 40 years, isn't it? Let's just move that out of the way. So with regards to accessories, he's got his roll bar or his cage, which we'll see more of in the other mode. We've got a teeny little gun here like this, which again you can pop in either hand as well. And of course he's got his spare wheel on the back. Now very quickly, as I say, they have actually done a detritus use of the mold, sorry, third party use of the mold. There's detritus, but I say this is the Jurassic Park one. There is a detritus deco one as well, and as I've already said, this is the original use, but we're going to have a bit more of a detailed look at comparison in the alternate mode with regards to that one. I do have the original G1 Hound there again to give you an idea of how small he is, and for the absolute final one I'm going to bring in right now, that is Masterpiece Trailbreaker. So again, you can see this guy is tiny, but I'm sure you'll agree there's nothing more to say about him in this particular mode. Let's come back and have a look at him in his Jeep mode. Okay guys, we're back, and as you can see, he's already in his alternate mode. A quick apology for no transformation process on this video. That is for a couple of reasons. In all honesty, the main reason is to keep the length of the video down. For such a small little figure, this has one of the most intricate transformation procedures I think I've ever done, and it is quite fiddly. So what I've done for the benefit of everybody, I've uploaded a tutorial video of the original use of the mold, which of course I'm going to refer to as Hound, and I literally, joking apart, had to use it myself because I just got stuck. Again, it's so crazy intricate, but we'll bring him in a second. This is the alternate mode. You can see we've got the wheels, they're all on individual pins, which is great, so they do all roll around completely independently. You've got the seats there, which were his kneecaps, the fists somehow tucked underneath. Honestly, it's crazy. Things fold inside, tuck inside out and everything. But as I said, it is uploaded if you want to watch it. If you think you're going to get one of these yourself, then of course you don't have to have it ruined for you. Right, with regards to, before we quickly come back to here, when you buy them, this is how he comes. The front of the packaging is quite bland. You've obviously just got a picture of a dinosaur. There is the actual product on the side, and you've got another product on the back as well. That is pretty much it. They come in the plastic bubbles because again, they're not licensed to be making sure they're not using plastic in their products. And the instructions, as you'll, in fact, if I just show you this now, yeah, that's how hard it is to sort of understand. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, there's about 50 different steps to transform him. So let me just have a look at him. So we've got lovely detail, the red stripe. What I do like is that everything does, of course, line up, which looks good. You've got the red trim on the inside of the wheels, and as we've already pointed out this in the robot mode, that does shine and look great. There is actually translucent plastic in there. It isn't just completely empty, and there's even, as I say, a bit of detail on the seats. Now the wheel itself, you could have it on the back of the robot in robot mode. You don't have to, but of course if you want to pop it on in the alternate mode, it just fits there. The same with the gun, to be honest. You can attach the gun to the back, but if you do this, you can't put the roll bar on, so it's up to yourself. This will fit inside them 2 gaps and fit lovely over there. Now that properly does now resemble, of course, a Jurassic Park Jeep that we've seen, but he is tiny. I know I keep saying it, I've got to stop saying it, but let's bring in G1 Bumblebee to give you an idea. He's a little bit longer. We've obviously seen he's the same height. Takara, world's smallest transformer. Red Alert, he's obviously a bit bigger than that. Generation 1 Hound, this is my beat up one, unfortunately, you can see, but Hound is a small Generation 1 figure, and this is even smaller, shall we say. Let's bring Bumblebee in there. Right, let's also now do a few others. So again, mainline collectors, this is an alternate mode. Well, sorry, he's in his bike mode, the alternate mode, animated prowl, and that's just massive compared to it. It really is huge. Right, what other figures can we bring in quickly and have a look at? So again, Masterpiece Trailbreaker was to one side. This is probably, yeah, it's well over 2, just over 2 in length, nearly as high, etc, etc. It really is a teeny tiny figure. Funnily enough, just because I've got it here and just for a bit of fun, Fans Hobbies Destroyer figure. There you go. That just happened to be at the side of me. Masterpiece scaled, yeah, that is, by the way. There's a full review of that on the channel as well. Not much more to say about this figure. As I say, we have got the video up for the original use of the mold. It looks like I haven't got them fully in. I'll have a proper look at these in a second. It could be to do the wheels. Yes, it is. I need to adjust them, but I will do that off camera in a second. Let's do some comparisons then. So this is the original use of the mold. There is a detritus color of the mold, and there's also a shattered glass version as well. So just the same as Hasbro and Takara, they really do like to use the mold sort of over and over again, which we can see right there. Right guys, that's all I'm going to say about this. If you want to see the original review for the original figure, that is live as well. In the meantime, this was Newage Park Warden Carnosaur number 50D. Thanks for watching. Take care and let me know if you like him in the comments.